Hello viewers, it's that time of the year once again where I fulfill my obligation to make an F1 video. I'm almost on 1 million subscribers, help me get there, but let's jump in to the carnage, the chaos of the Formula 1 world. And we're going to kick it off at Saudi Arabia. This is a country which is fabled for its torrential downpours. Pretty much happen every day. And so when it came about in qualifying, I knew this game was going to be incredibly realistic. However, the rain disappeared for the race. So let's jump in and see what it's all about. Well, here's what it's all about. It's about me forgetting to properly map my buttons. I even had to go into the pause menu to even get the car to go into first gear. And that's not a problem that most drivers face, I would say. Now, I managed to get some overtakes done, including this one. This one was just sheer generational talent. Look at this, around the outside of the Haas, as we just make him look like the worst driver on the planet, even getting the hand raised. We're in the first couple of laps and the hand has already gone up. That's how you know there's going to be carnage in this race and in this game and in this video. We eventually finish in a disappointing 12th, and look at this guy. He has seen some things. He's just realised that he is in an F1 multiplayer lobby. Anyway, we move on to the next one. Great Britain, reverse. Now luckily here,
Clutch out, we're green.
my engineer tells me that the lights go green, which is really, really useful, because there's no other way that I could have known. So thank you for that, engineer. We're going to move into this race because around Great Britain, the wrong way. As this guy goes through me, squashy cheese there with a classic ghost overtake, as he does. I mean, that's just typical squashy cheese really, isn't it? As he just goes through me. Now, these reverse circuits are new for 2025, and I can assure you what isn't new is carnage, because coming into Copse Corner here, we have a nice recreation of Hamilton versus Verstappen in 2021, and then here we have a really 10 out of 10 Stewart's decision, because coming into the next turn there's a bit of a bump there, a bit of contact, and the stewards have decided that that's worth a warning. And I think that's fair, because when you look at the replay you can see the bit where I get to the apex first and where he brakes in my path. So that was really more on him, I'd say. As we progress through these last couple of corners, which I must say are quite fun in reverse, we take a look at this almighty gaggle in front. This was a corner that I did not like, as I must say the cars still feel quite light, and especially on the rear end I just cannot feel the traction at all. Anyway, take a look at that group. 4 cars in very close connection. Well, not anymore, as 2 of them go flying into each other. But that's not all, because as we come through onto the hangar straight, once again another collision. I mean, I don't even know what happened there. That is a prime example of F1 physics at work. And then the guy in the blue car just decides, you know what, this sequence is no longer a set of corners, it's a straight. As now we find ourselves locked in a tumultuous, gargantuan battle for 13th place up against Packs Up and our old nemesis, Squashy Cheese 62. There he is in our rearview mirror, putting the pressure on. I mean, my heart rate is about 800 right now. Coming into the hairpin, he's going to send it across the grass, and I must say I respect the hustle, but it didn't quite work out for him. We're going to cross the line 14th, which became 13th after penalties. Let's move on from this. Now, I'm going to have to ask you a very frank question here, everyone in the chat, because don't you hate it when you're driving along on a qualifying lap and all of a sudden your view is completely blocked because the game is communicating with the online services? Don't you just hate it when that happens? It's really annoying, because I was able to continue driving, albeit with having 0 visibility. Unsurprisingly, I ended up in the wall, having to reverse out of it. I actually managed to continue my qualifying lap, finishing 11th. Not that it mattered, because I got kicked out of the lobby and was greeted by the lovely sight of these cheerful chaps who are just randomly stood there. I mean, what is going on? What is this? I don't even get it.
Clutch out. We're
Anyway,
green.
back at, what is this? This is Monza. Once again with the pause to start technique. Now, it's probably a good idea I didn't start very well, because look at that. An almighty group of cars going into Monza turn 1. You just know. You know what's coming. And there it is. And we move immediately up into a very solid 7th place. I barely did anything there other than just take the corner. And I still did that quite badly. As we then head in towards the second chicane here. The leader is actually going to get wiped out. Drop a couple of positions. I'm now finding myself in 6th place. Could this be the return of the meme? 6th place is on. The Mercedes back up the inside with the McLaren going off into the gravel.
Okay, the start was fine.
Now,
Let's try
a bit of aggression here. Some very aggressive driving as we're going to start bump drafting the Ferrari up the straight. And then this Mercedes is just taking no prisoners. He just does not care at all. No sportsmanship at all. Shocking stuff. And now, the Tifosi are in raptures as I'm bump drafting the Ferrari down the straight. They literally cannot contain themselves at this excitement heading towards Parabolica here at the end of the straight. Door banging side by side. I mean, there aren't doors on these cars, but you get the picture. As we cross the line side by side, incredible battling. That was apparently a clean lap. And, well, it is by F1 standards. As we head in towards turn 1, this isn't going to be clean. So I tried to dive bomb the apex, which is just how you race in F1 these days. It didn't quite work. But I only got a warning, so it was okay. So we managed to get the position on the Ferrari, not quite on the Mercedes. I'm sat here in 5th. But unfortunately, this is where everything begins to unravel. Heading in towards the chicane. We're touched around. We get a warning for that. And we're going to lose 3 positions back down to 8th. We really are getting shuffled. As we go up the inside in towards Lesmo too. This isn't going to work out because, I mean, I don't even know what all manner of physics went on there. But we get a penalty for it as well. Because the stewards, once again, doing a fantastic job, as they always do, on this game. As we try to regain some composure and some positions here. And look at this overtake. This is just pure skill. I just wanted it more than that guy. Nothing to do with DRS. I'm just that good on the straights. And again here, I mean, this guy clearly just lacking desire, lacking the will to push his car forward. And once again, in towards turn 1, look at this. Late on the brakes, getting the move done. Bit of contact, but we're just going to cut the circuit there. Get ourselves a 2-second penalty, but honestly, it was worth it. Because I managed to pull a gap. And at the end of the race, I was more than 2 seconds in front of that guy. So it kind of just shows you that cheating really does pay off in this game. Which is just really welcome news, isn't it? We now move towards Zandvoort in reverse. And it's barely milliseconds before we have multiple deaths on the start-finish straight. And another one there on the banking. But then, unfortunately, my own death is about to happen here. As we head in towards this one, I mean, you got to go for it, right? I went for it. And once again, physics did its thing. And we end ourselves spinning on the gravel. Now, this was quite a funny moment here. The Mercedes teammates clearly not getting on because I'm going to pass this guy. And he's just going to left-hand down me. Turns left on a straight, makes contact. And all he actually manages to do is spin himself out. Now, of course, I got a warning for that because that was completely my fault. But this one, I mean, this one definitely wasn't my fault. Squashy Cheese, our old rival, heading in towards the banking. I mean, this is just pure skill. Look at this. Boom. Went for the inside, and all we end up doing is smashing him into the wall. 3-second penalty. I mean, that's actually incredibly lenient. Absolute straight-up murder. He actually ends up 8 seconds behind. So that's a profit, a net profit, guys, of 5 seconds. So once again, the confirmation there that cheating does indeed pay off, and Toto very much agreed.
That was the drive of a world champion. Amazing.
Thank you very much for that, Toto. I'll be continuing that as much as possible. We move to Catalunya, the old classic. What can we conjure up here around the Catalan circuit? Let's take a look. By this point, I've kind of become a bit more familiar with the physics of the game. I've mapped my buttons properly, and we're just really getting into the swing of things. You know, this is just how I do things. Just go straight in. I'm not really going to sit there on time trial and actually refine my technique. That's boring. I'm going to jump straight into the carnage, see what happens. And look at this, through turn 4, the Aston Martin teammates there having a diabolical time. Lawrence Stroll is shaking and crying back in the garage right now after that news. So P8 here, it's actually going all right after a disastrous turn 1. Another car spinning out there, which nets us P7. So could this be it, guys? I mean, we've finished in rubbish position so far. I've probably averaged about 12th or 13th. It's really just not good enough. But now find myself in 6th after yet another mistake. And I think this confirms actually that this game is actually quite tricky to keep the car under control, especially on the rear end if you don't have traction control on. So I have actually put medium traction control on here, as I just noticed that the rear end is very difficult to keep control of. And I mean, oh my goodness, look at these sickening moves on the podium. I mean, that is one of the coolest people I've ever seen. As we get driver of the day, most overtakes, but take a look at this guy. I mean, he really does need to go to the hospital. Now, don't you hate it when you join a lobby? You're waiting for them to finish. They're on lap 4. Okay, not too long to wait. They eventually finish a couple of minutes later, but then you just get kicked out and you have to start all over again. The game is essentially deleting my opponents from reality, dissolving them from existence, so that I have to have a lobby on my own. Eventually I did find a race, and it's here at Hungary. This one was about to be a masterclass of motorsport. This is where Super GT moves the game forward. And I don't mean F1, I just mean motorsport in general. Look at this, dive bomb in towards turn 1. I'm now in the lead. Used the extra runoff on the left because there was a bit of contact, so I can basically say that I was pushed off. Got an Aston Martin on the outside. All you've got to do, obviously, is just run them wide and just fully claim the position. That's just how you do it these days. So now we've secured the bag. We've secured the prime position in the race around a track which is often and known for being difficult to overtake around. So this is looking pretty good here. A rare sight of no car in front of me as we head in towards the final sector. I mean, that's a shocking set of corners there. And this dude behind in the Aston Martin is about to pull off a move we saw earlier in the video. It's the classic old switcheroo here. Or it's the old ghosteroo where you just drive through someone, as you do. I mean, I've never seen Senna, Schumacher, Hamilton, Verstappen do that move, but this guy might be the GOAT. Just driving straight through him, but then I go for the ultimate dive bomb back at turn 1, got to the apex first, and then heading towards turn 2 is going to kick off here as I'm in a sandwich between the Alpine and the Aston Martin. God knows what's happening here, as we actually managed to get the overtake done again by ghosting. That's the old switcheroo becomes the new switcheroo, which are basically ghosting through each other. So a lovely set of overtakes there, as now we try to shake off the attentions of the Alpine behind in a Haas of all cars through chicane. And this is where it unravels for the poor soul behind me as we head through here, because he just gives up. He just doesn't want it anymore. Look at that. He just thinks, you know what, Super GT's in the lead, that's it. I might as well not even bother. I might as well just hand it to him. And that's it. You know, this is like Jenson Button in 2006, coming through that final corner to claim your maiden victory in Formula 1. Absolutely incredible scenes. The crowd were going absolutely crazy. It was just an insane moment in motorsport. But we moved to this one. I mean, oh, goodness me, the connection was not good, and my internet is normally pretty decent, so I have real no clue what's going on here. I mean, this is diabolical. Cars moving about all over the place, basically unraceable. We're doing our best though, but I'm going to leave you on this note. Thank you for watching as ever. I hope to maybe make a second video. Let me know if you want to see one. If not, I'll see you on F1 26 in 1 year's time. Thank you for watching.
Okay, mate, I'm afraid that's race over. The stewards have black flagged you.